Hey guys, my name is Vic with PhoneArena, and 1 month ago I had the option to pick any new iPhone, and I went with the iPhone 13 mini. And to some people that might seem insane, the 13 Pro Max is way more powerful, has crazy battery life, better cameras, larger screen, many advantages, but let me explain my reasons why I went with the mini instead. But first, shout out to Anchor, which makes some of the best chargers around, for sponsoring this video. So I want to start this by saying there are a dozen powerful big phones out there, but I feel like there is really no other phone quite like the mini. It really is special. The mini is first very lightweight and it feels effortless. Yet it's not underpowered or compromised like previous mini phones from the past. It's also just physically unique. Heck, even the so-called small Galaxy S21 version is quite a bit bigger. And the mid-sized iPhone 13, well, it looks kind of giant after you've used the mini. And what other truly compact phone is out there? I actually feel that the benefits of a compact phone are often overlooked as we obsess over specs and so on, but if you carry your phone in your pocket, a mini phone is kind of a blessing. It doesn't get in the way of walking, it fits any pocket, and have you tried working out with a bigger phone? Well, if you sit with the big phone in your pocket, the chance of it slipping away is there, while a mini phone like this one feels secure on you, it kind of goes deeper in the pocket, or if you're running with your phone, it's not really possible with a bigger phone. Usually you have to take it out of your pocket, put it in a bag somewhere, worry it might get stolen. While with the mini, well, you barely feel it in your pocket, and it's also much lighter if you strap it to your arm, so convenience is really a big factor here. So the number one concern with the mini is obviously battery life, and this year the 13 mini comes with a 2406 mAh battery. That's a nearly 10% increase in pure capacity over the 12 mini. And 10% is not a lot, but in my experience, it was the difference between a phone that doesn't last a full day and one that does. So for me, that means that after a full day of use, I am typically left with around 20% to 30% battery life at around 7 to 8 p.m., which is good enough, and of course that varies. By the way, consider subscribing to the channel if you enjoy watching this video to get our newest videos first. So okay, the iPhone 13 mini battery life is not magical, but let's jump to our battery test and find out how long it lasts exactly. So here we have the iPhone 13 mini, the iPhone 12 mini, and the iPhone 12. In our light usage web browsing test that we run on all phones, the 12 mini taps out first and it lasts about 11 hours, while the iPhone 12 and iPhone 13 mini both keep on going until finally both die at around 12 hours and a half. So yes, for lighter use, the 13 mini lasts just as long as the regular iPhone 12 from last year, which is quite the increase. Next, we also have our YouTube video streaming test where we play the same video playlist, and again, the iPhone 12 mini taps out first at just 5 hours and 10 minutes, while the 13 mini keeps on going until finally it scores 6 hours and 20 minutes of non-stop playback. Last year's iPhone 12 still keeps on going until it finally also finishes at 6 hours and 40 minutes. But you would agree that's not a massive difference between the 13 mini and the regular iPhone 12. So for average use, the new mini actually lasts about as much as the larger iPhone 12 from last year, and that's quite the achievement. Now, obviously personally I love the mini, but the smaller screen does come with a few compromises that you have to make. For me, one of them was my typing speed. The keyboard on this thing is tiny, and I made quite a bit more mistakes while typing, and sometimes autocorrect would fix them, but often not, and I had to go back and make tedious little changes or just type way slower and more carefully. And if you have to go into Excel sheets to make some edits or do some other very precise work, this smaller screen quickly becomes problematic too. But for just reading text and while doing phone stuff, yes, the font is a bit smaller, but I personally got used to it quite quickly and didn't find this being a big issue. By the way, here's a comparison with the 6.1-inch iPhone 12. It does fit a few extra words while you're reading, but not a major difference. What I also think this smaller screen does is kind of discourage you from using your phone too much. Of course, you can still get lost on IG or TikTok, but there is something about this smaller screen that gives you less incentive to overuse your phone. And who knows, maybe that little push will have you waste less time on social media, which I think would all benefit from. Finally, the camera, which looks kind of big, especially on the Mini, but there's really not much to say here except that it's excellent. And both in good light but also in the dark. Just take a look at a few of these shots, they look stunning, and night mode now takes less time to capture a photo. The new cinematic mode is also something you either love or don't use at all for video, and while I was super excited about it, I think I'm in the second camp. I haven't really used that feature in about a month. But what I do miss more is a quality zoom lens. The zoom quality is kind of bad on this iPhone, and if you like me, you like taking portrait photos of people, having a 2x to 3x zoom is just essential because portraits just don't look good with the wide camera perspective. But for all else, this is the familiar iPhone camera interface. You do have the new photographic styles to tweak the colors and contrast in images, which I find cool, and video still looks better than on pretty much any other phone, with excellent stabilization and clarity. By the way, selfies also look better with far better dynamic range, so if you use the camera a lot, obviously you'd have to charge more often, and this is a great time to mention our sponsor, Anker. Especially now that iPhones don't come with the charger in the box. Anker's Nano Pro charger not only looks very nice, but it also offers cool 20-watt fast charging speeds, so you know your iPhone 13 mini or iPhone 13 series device will charge as fast as possible. This charger is also super tiny, it's 50% smaller than a standard Apple 20-watt charger. The Anker Nano Pro also comes with an upgraded temperature sensor on the inside and uses intelligent software to ensure a safe charging process all throughout. And compared to a traditional 5-watt Apple charging brick that you may have lying around, this one is actually 3 times faster. It can top up an iPhone 13 or iPhone 12 to about 50% in less than half an hour. I love using this tiny little charger. It takes up less space in my bag, it comes in different colors, but most importantly, Anker products have earned a reputation for their reliability, so I can definitely recommend it. Check out the description to this video for a link to get yours at a great price. So that's been my experience with the iPhone 13 mini. I definitely don't regret switching to the smaller phone. It's a one-of-a-kind device with no alternative, and there is something about that size that I just really love. Also, it has fixed most of the flaws of the 12 mini from last year, so if you've ever thought about getting a mini phone, well, this one finally gets that balance with the battery life right. And finally, rumors stubbornly say that the iPhone 13 mini will be the last mini that Apple makes because of subpar sales, and starting from next year, Apple will only introduce larger 6.1-inch and 6.7-inch sized iPhones. So there's one more reason to go for the mini now if you love it, rather than contemplating whether you should do it in the future. And if you already own the mini, are you happy with it? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and a sub to the channel would be absolutely awesome and very appreciated. We're PhoneArena, my name is Vic, and I will talk to you in the next one.